Okay, let's just jump right into it. Hey, I'm Peyton Hanna here in Albuquerque, New Mexico, and in this video we're going to talk about my first week of experience with fasting as a parkour athlete. Stay tuned.
Yes!
There you go.
So, like a week and a half ago, a friend of mine asked if I would like to celebrate Ramadan with him. And we've celebrated a number of holidays coming from different religions and different cultures, so I said yes. After doing a little bit of research, I realized that I might be in for a rough time. So Ramadan is a month on the Islamic calendar, and it's the holy month. Observers are required to not eat or drink anything from the time the sun rises to the time the sun sets. So no food, no water, no nothing. So you get a very small time window to eat. If you're a devout Muslim, I read that there are specific times where your fast starts and ends. I am not a devout Muslim, though as a concession for altering some of the guidelines of Ramadan, I am reading the Quran, and I hope that's a good enough trade. But essentially, I won't be eating or drinking anything while the sun is up for the next 30 days. Now, I've always kind of been a skeptic when it comes to intermittent fasting, so I decided that this would be a really good opportunity to test out fasting on myself. And it doesn't appear that there are a lot of resources out there for fasting for athletes specifically, for people who are training to use their body to do things beyond the scope of regular human performance. I figured this is as good a chance as any to document my findings and try and add to the pool of anecdotal research that surrounds fasting for athletes. So, Ramadan, 30 days, no eating while the sun is up, no drinking water while the sun is up, and I would like to make a video each week, one of these little mini video vlog things, and then at the end of the 30 days, I will make a complete overview of my experience with this month. So without further ado, let's get into some of the reasons why I decided to conduct this experiment. So, as a parkour athlete, I also weight train regularly, and I train a lot. So I have a high level of resource, my body uses resources very quickly. I'm also what's known as a hard gainer, so it's very hard for me to gain weight. I have to eat a lot of food, way more food than I can possibly eat. So my original hypothesis for Ramadan was that I was going to lose weight. It's unavoidable. I'm not able to eat the amount of food I need to in such a short time period, so I'm bound to lose weight. Some of the research I found suggests that there are ways to avoid losing muscle, so I will be continuing to weight train, continuing to train as hard as possible. I'm following Res Origins off-season parkour lifting Bible. I'm currently in week 11. At the time of making this video, I'm in week 11. So week 1 of Ramadan actually fell on a deload week in the lifting program. So a deload week is a week when you can either take the week off from lifting completely and give your spine a rest and let your body reset a little bit, or you can perform your lifts at lowered intensity. I decided to go and do a mix of kind of both. I wanted to see how this week would go for me because I've never fasted before, and I wasn't sure how well I'd actually be able to perform athletic activity. So I kind of decided that week 1 I would take it at my leisure. So I ended up not lifting at all until the final day, which was day 5 of Ramadan, before I attempted reintegrating lifting into my schedule. Yeah. So week 1. The first 4 days were tough. The hunger pains were excruciating by the fourth day. On day 3, I felt hangry, depleted, had no energy for anything. Now, interestingly, twice a week here in Albuquerque at Precision Gymnastics, there's a gym session twice a week, Tuesday and Thursdays at 8 p.m. And what's interesting about that is it falls after, it happens after dark. So I was able to complete my fast, eat a meal, and then go train. And I was also curious to see how those trainings would go, because I wouldn't have eaten for 12, 13 hours, and then I will have eaten a small meal and then gone to train. And actually, both sessions went really well. I was able to do a lot more than I anticipated that I would. And all the footage in this video, by the way, is from this week. So everything you're seeing is from one of the days this week. And I had some really good sessions. In the first couple days, day 1 and day 2, I think, I had some evening sessions. And day 1, I had a very light gym flow, low impact session early in the day, and I realized that was definitely a mistake. From now on, I'm going to be having most of my sessions in the evening so that they're closer to when I break my fast, so I can eat directly after my workout, which is good for recovery purposes. So that's something I learned. Don't work out early in the day, or you're going to be hungry for the rest, even hungrier for the rest of the day. Now, that being said, day 1 through 4 being tough, the rest of the week went really well. After day 4, even though I felt hungry all day, and it gets the worst around 3, 4 p.m., and then kind of subsides from there, but I felt like I had a lot of energy. I woke up feeling like I had a lot of energy. I'm not exactly sure why that is. I've looked into a little bit in terms of diet and what actually happens with your body when you fast, and I think I'll touch on that and my findings on that in next week's video. But I felt like I had a lot of energy, and I've trained something each and every day. So Thursday, day 4, I had the after dark gym session. Friday, I had a session on my own. Saturday, I took as a rest day, but I did spar, do some mixed martial arts in the park. And then Sunday was sort of like the final test for week 1. I woke up, had a session with some friends, and then I coached later in the day. So I was training all day, I was outside all day in the blistering New Mexico heat, and it was kind of funny because by the end of training, I was really hungry. I'd been training all day, and great sessions. I had great sessions, and I did some really cool stuff that I'm proud of, but I was so hungry. What was interesting is I do the ADHD thing that a lot of people do, where I bounce my leg quite frequently. And so even though I was hungry and feeling these sharp pains going up and down my stomach, and I had to lay down a couple times, I still had a ton of energy. So I was sitting on the bench trying to breathe my hunger pains away as my leg was bouncing frantically because I had so much energy. In terms of my original hypothesis as well, I think I've definitely already started to lose weight, which is okay. Our bodies are dynamic and fluid, and they change, and there's really no use trying to keep your body in one specific state all the time, so I'm not losing any sleep over it. But I am interested to see how the rest of this lifting during Ramadan affect my muscle gains. Yeah. No, I'm excited, man, especially because after getting over that hump of days 3 and 4, and now feeling like I have a lot of energy and that my body is used to the fasting schedule and that I can successfully, competently, and safely train and perform weight training, I am really excited to see what the rest of this month brings, and I feel like I have more energy to make videos and make music, and I'm really stoked. So, week 1, fasting for parkour athletes, just a general overview. I would love to get into some more of these details. If any of you guys have any questions, things you're thinking about, if this sounds crazy and you want more information on anything I've said, please leave a comment, shoot me a DM on Instagram, and let's have a conversation about it. If you are someone who's practiced Ramadan and you have things to offer, if you have insight, strength, experience, knowledge, and hope to offer, please leave a comment, shoot me a message, get connected. I'm all about sharing information. And speaking of which, next week, Ramadan week 2, and at the end I will make a larger overview video that contains everything. So stay tuned for that. Alright, and that's a wrap on week 1. If you like what I'm doing, please like the video, subscribe, share it with someone you think would find it cool. Be well, train safe, and have fun. I'll see you next week.